So the topic for today is limbic system. Now limbic system, the word limbic word comes from the bordering lobe. तो जो हमारा जो डेवलपमेंट में जो सल्कस होता है ना, which goes inside the lateral ventricle, along that the limbic lobe develops. In the upper part develops the endozium crasium, in the lower part develops the hippocampus. Okay, तो इसके लिए उसको they call it as a bordering lobe. They call it as a bordering lobe. Limbic system functions. What are the functions of the limbic system? Homeostasis is the main function of limbic system. Homeostasis. Homeostasis means maintenance. Homeostasis means maintenance. And two types of maintenance happen in here. One is maintenance of the self and maintenance of the species. Maintenance of self means finding food, finding place to sleep. This is finding water, running away from enemy. This is maintenance of self. Maintenance of species is finding a mate, rearing of young ones. You see, this is so natural in animals. In human beings, you may find a mother leaving her child. Bombay, you know, at some of maternity hospitals, we have kept a cradle. If you don't want a child, put in this cradle and go. A mother, human mother can do that. Animals will never do. So that means limbic system is oldest cortex developmentally. Okay, it's the oldest cortex. Rather, some parts of the limbic system only have 3 layers. खाली 3 layers है. Okay. जैसे dentate gyrus, all those areas just have 3 layers cortex. बाकी जगह 6 layer cortex. So maintenance of self, maintenance of species. They will follow the rules of the nature. Lioness will take care of the cubs. वो लायन को नहीं बोलेगी कि थोड़ा देर तुम देखो, हम लोग थोड़ा किटी पार्टी करके आएंगे. हाँ, ये ह्यूमंस में होता है. Animals में they will follow the system, and that system is never broken, and they don't have to be trained in parenting. Automatically आता है. तो इसके what are the parts of the limbic system? आप लोग बोलो parts, कौन कौन से parts हैं? आपको क्या क्या मालूम है? Cingulate gyrus. चलो, I'll put it here. Cingulate gyrus. Okay. और
amygdala.
हाँ? Amygdala. Okay. Amygdala. Then hypothalamus. I'll put in between. Hypothalamus. Then hippocampus. I'll put it here. Hippocampus. Then mammillary, वो है. और main one region you are forgetting, septal area. Septal areas. Septal areas. Hypothalamus. Even one nucleus of the thalamus, the anterior nucleus of the thalamus is also there. Okay. Anything else? There is a whole system which all of you are missing. Olfactory system. Olfactory system is a part of limbic system. Olfactory system, and that is where, you know, humans we don't give so much importance to limbic system. Even neuroanatomy में last में limbic system. Limbic system, long question. And you have seen any UG student preparing? No, because teachers ignore it. Humans have ignored this system. So forget about anatomists. Anatomists also ignore it. But it is so nice to understand. Olfactory system is a part of limbic system, और उसका reason मैं आपको बताता हूँ. The lower animals, they do both these functions. Apart from this, there are some functions like recent memory, emotions, olfaction. Okay, these are also the functions of the limbic system. Animals, they function. Animals, they do these functions, maintenance of self and maintenance of species with the help of olfactory system. Maintenance of self, food. You throw a bread in front of a dog, pehle he will smell, then he will eat. He will smell and eat. We have arranged for sandwiches for all of you. Pehle hi bol deta hu. But you are not going to smell the sandwich and eat, whether chutney is spoiled or not. Tomorrow morning you will come to know anyways whether it was good or bad. But animal will not eat. Only when it is good he will eat. If it is not good, he will not eat. Before sleeping, a dog, before he goes to sleep below a tree, and then he'll sleep. We never smell the bed sheet. Our mother smells it. Arey, 3 months you have not washed it, and then she will throw. Right? Finding a mate, rearing of young ones. When the lioness comes back after hunting, the young one comes, she smells. Yeah, this is mine. आप लोग घर पे जाते हैं, आपकी माँ आपको ऐसे करती है. Your mother smells you and then takes you in. Has she ever done it? No. Cows, 1 lakh cows are there, and you send a calf. All are white in color. The calf will find its mother. Give 1 lakh calves and send one mother, she will find her. Aap bole ki you have done something from China. So we get so confused over there, faces for an Indian person, Japan, China, even other foreign countries, because where people have same kind of a look. Indians, everybody is unique here. We are brown colored people. But animals, so can you identify a cow? If all cows are white and there are 10 cows, so they can identify their babies and everything. Olfaction. Before mating, rearing of young ones, every activity they do, they smell. Okay? So with that brief background, you said hypothalamus. Yes. You said thalamus. The anterior nucleus and part of the medial nucleus in the thalamus, dorsomedial nucleus. Here is the problem. This hypothalamus, this is part of our limbic system, and this is hypothalamus is the highest nucleus for autonomic nervous system. So our emotions affect our autonomic nervous system because of this, because we have a common factor called as hypothalamus. Okay, therefore when I am supposed to take a PG lecture before so many champion people like you, so I feel little. Why? Because hypothalamus, emotions are there. Okay. Now before I start talking about one by one about each of them, I'll just talk a brief about hypothalamus and thalamus and some tracks passing through that. I'm not here to teach you hypothalamus. This is hypothalamus. Okay. There are 2 bundles passing through hypothalamus, and one of them is called as, what is this? Median forebrain bundle. This median forebrain bundle, I am just giving a cranial caudal orientation. This is caudal side. It runs from brainstem to hypothalamus, goes through hypothalamus. So brainstem and hypothalamus, they communicate 2-way through median forebrain bundle. And it goes up to amygdala, it goes to septal areas. What are septal areas? That's the gray matter in the septum pellucidum. Also, corpus callosum runs like this, ends in anterior commissure. Then there is lamina terminalis. Beyond lamina terminalis are paraterminal gyrus, right? Paraterminal, para-olfactory gyrus. This all, along with the gray matter in the septum pellucidum, is the septal areas. So septal areas basically are on the medial side. So it goes to the septal areas. It goes to amygdala. So that means septal areas, they have two-way communication. They have two-way communication with the hypothalamus through what is this? Median forebrain bundle. There is one more thing called as dorsal longitudinal fasciculus. Because ये आपको मैं फ्री में दे रहा हूँ, या ऐसे आप आए हमारे पास तो हम कुछ देना चाहिए. Dorsal longitudinal fasciculus. This runs from brainstem to hypothalamus. इसमें brainstem क्यों important है? Brainstem मतलब when I am saying brainstem, I'm talking about brainstem reticular formation, where our autonomic nervous system centers are located. So this is how hypothalamus is handling the autonomic nervous system, because inside the brainstem reticular formation are all the nuclei. Okay? So ये दो वर्ड्स को कंबाइन करके एक तीसरा वर्ड होता है. एक है मीडियन फोरब्रेन बंडल, डॉर्सल लॉन्जिट्यूडिनल फॉसिकुलस, एंड द थर्ड थिंग इज मीडियल लॉन्जिट्यूडिनल फैसिकुलस. व्हाट इज दैट?
साउंड एंड रिएक्शन.
So ये दोनों वर्ड्स को जरा सा कंबाइन किया तो दिस इज DLF, दिस इज NFB. दोनों को कंबाइन करके एक वर्ड हो गया. व्हाट इज दैट? MLF, मीडियल लॉन्जिट्यूडिनल. इसका कुछ भी कनेक्शन नहीं है. दिस रन्स इन द ब्रेन एंड कनेक्ट्स ऑल द क्रेनियल नर्व न्यूक्लियाई. Cranial nerve nuclei 3, 4 and 6 need to be connected with each other. Why? For looking here and there. Then for talking we need cranial nerve number 7. Then cranial nerve number 12. Cranial nerve number 11 and 10 for movement of the larynx and palate. Sometimes 5 also. थोड़ा तो mandible हिलता ही है. But we don't officially put it because we can talk without moving the mandible. So cranial, all these cranial nerve nuclei are connected to each other. 3, 4, 6 for looking here and there. I'm just giving you example. Here and there matlab. And while talking, and sometimes we look here and there and talk. Hey, udhar dekh, udhar dekh. Hey, udhar dekh, udhar dekh. So that time to 3, 4, 6, 7, 12, 11, all of them are working together. Okay, so this is medial longitudinal fasciculus connecting all the cranial nerve nuclei to each other. Okay, so ये था hypothalamus. Brief background, because I am going to come back to median forebrain bundle again. So you should be knowing what is median forebrain bundle. Passing from brainstem, hypothalamus, septal area, amygdala. This is hypothalamus. So this is thalamus. Thalamus has anterior group, median dorsal and lateral. Okay. I am not going to teach the whole of the thalamus to you. डरो मत. मेरा टाइमिंग 2:30 तक ही है. After that, Dr. Jaya ma'am, or maybe I'll finish by 2 only. Anterior group is the one which is connected to the limbic system. So it is connected to hippocampus. It is connected to hippocampus via fornix. Hippocampus, cerebrum has the crus cerebri. Cerebellum has peduncles. Hippocampus has fornix. Hippocampus has fornix. Hippocampus via fornix. Mammillary body via mammillothalamic tract. These are the two afferents. These are the two afferents of the anterior thalamic nucleus. Anterior thalamic nucleus. Efferent goes to cingulate gyrus. आपने बोला था cingulate gyrus. Cingulate gyrus, yes. Efferents go to cingulate gyrus via a bundle called as cingulum. Via a bundle called as cingulum. Okay? Now I want you to understand something. There is a separate circuit which runs from hippocampus to fornix, from fornix to mammillary body, from mammillary body via mammillothalamic tract to anterior group, from anterior group via cingulum, this is cingulum over here, to cingulate gyrus, from cingulate gyrus to hippocampus back. And that is the Pepys circuit for recent memory. So firstly we studied hippocampus, fornix, anterior thalamic nucleus, mammillary body, mammillothalamic tract, anterior thalamic nucleus, and efferent goes like this. Now I have drawn for you hippocampus, fornix, mammillary body, mammillothalamic tract, anterior thalamic nucleus, cingulum, cingulate gyrus, and back to hippocampus. This is the Pepys circuit for recent memory. We ask the postgraduate students during their viva, tell us the Pepys circuit, and they say, sir, we don't remember. We don't remember, I have forgotten. Use your recent memory and tell us. Okay? So this is one. Medial dorsal, only connection I am going to mention is about amygdala, amygdaloid body. Amygdaloid body has connection with median dorsal. Okay? Shh. शांति से बैठो. So, and there is a pathway called as ventral amygdofugal pathway. Ventral amygdofugal pathway. All are from JJ over here. JJ का कोई नहीं पीछे.
Yes, sir, I know.
Okay. Ventral amygdofugal pathway. Ventral amygdofugal pathway. This is how fibers from amygdaloid nucleus go to medial dorsal nucleus. Okay? And they communicate with each other. Okay. After this, we will study 4 things. And those 4 things are the 4 major areas of the limbic system. These were also there. These were also there. But these have to be in the paper written last. Okay, I have written it first because I wanted to know that those areas. So we start with the olfactory bulb. Olfactory bulb, 15 to 20 olfactory nerves, right? and they end in the olfactory bulb. That's how, when somebody falls unconscious, you put a, what do you put? Socks. Socks of a hostelite. Because those who stay at home, localites, their mother washes their socks. Hostelites, mother also washes his socks or her socks. But whenever he goes home after 6 months. So hostelite socks are the most potent thing for saving lives. So you put a socks and person gets up. Because closest connection. You start pinching him here, from here the pain will go here, then spinal thalamic tract, and then you put it and person just gets up. Even you start talking, who is hostelite, or take your socks, the person will get up. You say that is fine. Now this olfactory tract, this goes and further divides into medial olfactory stria. So this olfactory bulb, olfactory nerve, olfactory bulb, olfactory tract. Tract divides into medial olfactory stria, lateral olfactory stria, and intermediate olfactory stria. Medial olfactory stria go to septal areas. So जब हम septal areas सीखेंगे, that time we will say medial olfactory stria go to septal areas. Intermediate olfactory stria go to anterior perforated substance. Lateral olfactory stria goes to gyrus ambiens. कहाँ पे जा रहे हैं ये सब? laterally parahippocampal gyrus, uncus, उसके थोड़ा सा आगे, उस एरिया में gyrus ambiens, gyrus semilunaris. What is gyrus semilunaris? It is nothing but covering amygdaloid body. Amygdaloid body is in the temporal lobe, right? So when it is going laterally, means it is going to the temporal lobe to gyrus semilunaris amygdaloid, which is just covering amygdaloid body. That means amygdaloid body only. That means this is one of the afferents for amygdaloid body. This is one of the afferents for amygdaloid body. Okay? And of course, it also goes to anterior perforated substance. Gyrus, lateral olfactory gyrus, which is covering the near the lateral olfactory sulcus. This all together, lateral olfactory gyrus, gyrus ambiens, gyrus semilunaris, is called as pre-piriform cortex, also the primary olfactory cortex. It's called as primary olfactory cortex, and from here fibers go to secondary olfactory cortex. So this is primary olfactory cortex. From here fibers go to secondary olfactory cortex. In the secondary olfactory cortex, is in the area of uncus. Uncus, उस area में secondary olfactory cortex. Okay. So you see here one thing, olfactory system. This is going here. वो तो ठीक है. This is primary where we get the smell. Secondary where all types of smell sensations are stored. ये किसका smell है, वो किसका smell है. But it is also getting connected to limbic system, septal areas. Okay, it is also connecting here to amygdaloid body. getting to connected to amygdaloid body. Okay. So now, this was the third thing we studied. What was the first thing we studied? Hypothalamus. Then we studied thalamus. Then we studied olfactory. Now we'll study the fourth thing, amygdaloid body. Amygdaloid body is kind of located almost in the terminal part, at the temporal pole. It is at the temporal pole, in the superior portion of the superior part, anterior part of the inferior horn of the lateral ventricle. Amygdaloid body. Amygdaloid body has two afferents. Which I have already taught you. What is one afferent? Olfactory tract via lateral olfactory stria. This I have already taught you. Second also I have already taught you. Hypothalamic nuclei and thalamic nuclei via. When I had drawn the median forebrain bundle, I had drawn it and separating into two, one going to septal area, one going to amygdaloid. Okay? So it has two afferents. It has two efferents. That also, उसमें से one I have already taught you. And that is ventral amygdophugal pathway. What does it connect to? Ventral amygdophugal pathway, the medial dorsal nucleus of thalamus. Medial dorsal nucleus of thalamus. And now we are going to speak about the main efferent of amygdaloid body, and that is ST bus. ST बस महाराष्ट्र में जो रहते हैं, ST बस में बैठे आप, नित्य आप ST बस में बैठे, अब ST बस में बैठे, आप बैठे, ST बस लाल पिवड़ी, स्ट्राया टर्मिनालिस. Stria terminalis is the main efferent. What is crus cerebri for cerebrum, peduncles for cerebellum, fornix for hippocampus. I am talking about efferent fibers, afferent fibers. For amygdaloid body, it is ST bus, stria terminalis. This stria terminalis lies in the roof of the inferior horn of the lateral ventricle. It lies in the floor of the central part, right? And then it goes. And where does it end? So that means it starts from the inferior horns, from the lateral side, in the roof of the inferior horn, passes in the central part. Central part of the lateral ventricles, you remember, caudate nucleus, thalamus, and in between we put two dots, thalamus striate vein and stria terminalis. In those sections, you remember, those two dots. So that stria terminalis, people don't know that it is connected to amygdaloid body. Means, you know Saif Ali Khan, you know Kareena Kapoor, but you don't know the connection. Sorry, they are already married. मैं बहुत पहले ये example देता था. Sorry. You know Tiger Shroff, you know Disha Patni. You don't know the connection. Okay? So you know amygdaloid body. You have heard stria terminalis. But you don't know that stria terminalis is the one which is carrying the fibers of amygdaloid body, running, and then it ends in septal areas. It ends in the various hypothalamic nuclei. It ends in the various hypothalamic nuclei also. So it goes like this. So that's all about the amygdala body. The neuroanatomy books, which has all those which you never understand. So now once somebody explains and draws it from a blank board, then you start understanding, oh, this is how it is. Now the septal areas. Okay, I'll write in between, septal areas. That also we have studied. Afferents. One afferent, क्या था? From olfactory bulb, olfactory tract via medial olfactory tract. That we have studied. Just now I told you amygdaloid body sends it to septal area via ST bus striatum. Again, before I have told you that the hypothalamus, it sends to the septal area via medial forebrain bundle. Via the median forebrain bundle. So septal area is also connected, and septal areas is connected to hippocampus via fornix. Hippocampus matlab fornix. Okay? If you want to meet the dean, you have to meet the PA. PA to dean. कौन है KM में PA to dean? डॉक्टर शर्मा बोलिए. नम्रता करके एक औरत बैठती है ना बाहर, मालूम है आपको? नम्रता KM वागमार है ना तू? नम्रता करके एक बैठती है, देखा है कि नहीं उसको? रिकॉर्ड हो रहे. So you have to always meet her first. You cannot just walk into dean's chamber, right? You cannot walk in. So hippocampus matlab fornix. Dean KM matlab P. Namrata. Okay. Now we'll talk about the efferents. Efferents also via fornix with hippocampus. And then Namrata happened to be a very good friend of mine. I was 20 years in KM. So good bonding. And she has helped me multiple times. Hippocampus via fornix. Then hypothalamus via median forebrain bundle. And one thing, habenular nucleus. This habenular nucleus also, is part of the limbic system. और उसका एक स्पेशल ये है, स्ट्राया मेडुलरिस थैलेमी. उनका जो ट्रैक है ना, स्ट्राया मेडुलरिस थैलेमी करके. ओके, स्ट्राया मेडुलरिस थैलेमी. ओके, septal area is done. And so now कितना हो गया?
33 minutes, 34 minutes.
मिनट्स पूछा ही नहीं मैंने. कितना areas हो गया? So now we come to the last area, and the last area is hippocampus. You remember the inferior surface of the cerebrum? We draw like this, and then there is collateral sulcus, and then there is para hippocampal gyrus, and there is uncus. So deep to this para hippocampal gyrus is. So then we take a section of this, and then we draw the inferior horn like this. We show the collateral eminence like this, and then we show like this, and then here we show hippocampus. This hippocampus is just below the parahippocampal gyrus. And here on the top we draw stria terminalis and tail of the caudate nucleus. Okay? So this hippocampal formation is a very detailed thing. I'm just drawing some things for you. The first thing, the dentate gyrus, then the dentate gyrus, ammonia, just remove the A and put is ammonis. This is all three layered. अभी तक डेवलप हो रहे. You go to Andaman Nicobar, some areas there are tribes. So in our brain also there is a tribal area. Three layered. Okay. Then Cebiculum. Okay, cebiculum, and then the actual parahippocampal gyrus. At cebiculum, it starts becoming six layered. At dentate gyrus, three layered. Cordoammonis, three layered cortex. Cebiculum, six layered. So parahippocampal gyrus जो है, it is neocortex. So उससे भी कनेक्शन होते हैं इनके, ऐसे जाते हैं, तो इसके लिए उसको एक परफोरेटिंग पाथवे बोलते हैं. परफोरेटिंग पाथवे, ऐसे परफोरेट करके जाते हैं parahippocampal gyrus fibers. With that brief information, I have told you where hippocampus is located. I'll talk about the afferents of hippocampus. Suppose this is the hippocampus. I'm going to talk about the afferents of hippocampus. Parahippocampal gyrus I have already shown you. Parahippocampal gyrus is connected to hippocampus. Hippocampus is connected to the other hippocampus, and I'm going to show you how also. Other side hippocampus. Okay? Hippocampus is connected to cingulate gyrus. Hippocampus, we are here. This is the one which is connected. Whatever we spoke up till now, it is connected to all of them. Cingulate gyrus. It is connected to cingulate. It is connected to indusium griseum. That also I am going to tell you how it is connected to indusium griseum. Indusium griseum कहाँ पे होते हैं? In the roof. अब corpus callosum के above या below? Above. Indusium griseum. Gray matter above corpus callosum. Corpus callosum is white, उसके above. And then septal areas via fornix. Okay. Okay. I'm going to rub this afferent pathways eventually. But before that, how the fornix formation takes place. So this is hippocampus. On the hippocampus, there are white fibers now arising from it. That is called as alveus. Okay, that is called as alveus. These alveus now, when they gather together, that are called as, these fibers now called as fimbriae. Then it goes above, now called as crus. Alveus is a white fibers above the hippocampus. Then called fimbriae. Then called crus. This crust goes right up to the splenium. See, here we are down. So now here is our corpus callosum and here is the splenium, right? Splenium and then anterior commissure, right? So it goes here. Now the crus from here has three roots. One goes above the corpus callosum. That is called as dorsal fornix. One goes above the corpus callosum, that is called dorsal fornix. One goes to the opposite hippocampus. हमने बोला ना other hippocampus via commissure of fornix. Via commissure of fornix. Sorry, commissure of fornix. Okay? And then the crus from both the sides. From the other side also there will be a crus. They will form the body of fornix. Body of fornix. So what happened to the crus? One went above, that was called dorsal fornix. Where will it go to? Indusium gracium. It will go to the cingulate gyrus. It will go to the cingulate gyrus, which is on the top. ऊपर है ना cingulate gyrus, corpus callosum, indusium gracium, cingulate gyrus. It goes to the other hippocampus. Three-way. One opposite hippocampus and then forms the body. Now this body of the fornix which is formed, it comes here near the anterior commissure. Near the anterior commissure the body comes and this divides into columns. This divides into columns. These columns are named, column before the commissure is called precommissural, after is called postcommissural. Based on whether the column is anterior to the commissure, whether the column is posterior to the commissure. Precommissural fornix, postcommissural fornix, column. Okay, columns. Columns bolte hain. Precommissural will go to septal areas. Will go to septal areas. It will go to anterior hypothalamic nucleus. It will go to anterior hypothalamic nucleus. Postcommissural will go to thalamic nuclei. See, whenever we draw thalamus and hypothalamus, the fissure goes like this. So that actually hypothalamus is little anterior, thoda sa. So therefore precommissural goes to anterior hypothalamic, also goes to the remaining hypothalamic and also goes to habenular nuclei via stria medullaris thalami. Goes to habenular nuclei. Okay? Clear? So hippocampal formation, alveus, fimbriae, crus, three-way आपने सबने internship किया है, three-way, crus into three-way. What are the three ways? Opposite, that is called as commissure of fornix. One goes on dorsal fornix to indusium, and then other unites with the other crus to form body of fornix, which goes to the anterior commissure, divides into columns. Precommissural, postcommissural. Precommissural goes to septal areas, anterior hypothalamic. Postcommissural goes to. So this is how the efferent of hippocampus works. Okay. So now we will In the last 5-10 minutes, we'll have a grand finale of what we studied. So we studied the क्या है? This is olfactory. Then this is olfactory tract. Then this is medial olfactory tract, which is going to septal. This is lateral olfactory tract. Going to, I am writing amygdaloid body. I am writing amygdaloid body. I am not concerned currently with the olfactory tract details. So if I have written olfactory here, I'll put hippocampus here. I have put hippocampus here. Okay? And I'll put hypothalamus here. I'll put hypothalamus here. Okay? How is hypothalamus connected to the septal areas? Median, forebrain. I am putting thalamus here. Okay? Amygdaloid body ये मेरे को ना हर लेक्चर में एक बार तो सीटी बजाना पड़ता है, तो उसके बाद ही मेरे को जरा अच्छा लगता है. So what is this? What is this? Amygdaloid body से चालू हो रहा है वो. Stria. It is going here to septal areas. It is going here to even the hypothalamus. Hippocampus. Feeling like an ignored hippopotamus. Fornix. And that fornix divides, connects it to septal areas, connects it to hypothalamus, connects it to thalamus. Okay? So this, I'm just writing in short, this as fornix. अभी आपको और मैं परेशान करता हूँ. Amygdaloid body to thalamus. Ventral amygdofugal pathway. Ventral amygdofugal pathway. So once you understand the whole of the anatomy, only then when you see these complications, yeah. Otherwise, these complications look like a family in the places where there are multiple divorces. So ये मेरी first wife का लड़का है, मैं उसका तीसरे इसका father हूँ, वो मेरी fourth wife है. So ऐसा वो लगता है, अच्छा ये आपका कौन है? ये वो. So with that, I'll just stop my brief presentation on limbic system. The functions of limbic system is homeostasis, maintenance of self, maintenance of species, and they do all this. Maintenance of self, they manage by eating food, finding food, place to sleep, running away from enemy. All this they do by olfaction. Therefore, olfactory system is very important. Enemy also they identify by smell. Okay? And long-term homeostasis is maintenance of species, finding a mate, rearing the young ones. This all is again done by that. Then emotions and also recent memory. The circuit of Pepys which I taught you. So whatever was there in my recent memory since yesterday, I have taught you everything. And that's how, with that note, I stop my lecture. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.